Ladies and gentlemen, I am the voice of Albion. Today I bring you the long-awaited update of Albion Online, Avalonian Weapons. The Avalonian Weapons update will be released on the 12th of August. That's on Wednesday, so make sure you are bright and early and get your fame farm on. Here's a list of the new weapons and how they perform. There are 15 weapons and 3 offhands in total, so let's get to it. Merciless Finish. Slash all enemies in a cone in front of you. While jumping 8 meters back, each enemy hit receives physical damage based on the number of Sunder Hammer or Assassin Spirit stacks and consumes all stacks. Majestic Smash. Swing the blade around you and knock all enemies in the 6 meter radius around you into the air for 0.85 seconds. While the enemies are in the air, you follow up with a vertical smash, dealing massive physical damage in a line behind and in front of you. The damage scales with your heroic charge stacks and consumes them. Breakthrough. Charge towards a ground position. Enemies hit on the way have all buffs removed and receive 1027 physical damage. While charging, you are immune to any crowd control effects. Aftershock. Jump and slam the axe into the ground, dealing 1176 physical damage to enemies in a 4 meter radius impact area. The slam breaks the earth open in a cone behind the impact area. Enemies hit by the cone are knocked into the air, and their max and current energy is reduced by 50% for 8 seconds. Soul Shaker. Slams the staff on the ground and hits enemies in a line in front of you. Enemies hit receive 633 physical damage. The line leaves an impact area on the ground which lasts for 4 seconds. Enemies who touch it stay rooted until the area vanishes. For the next 3 seconds, you can immediately use the ability one more time. However, if you use it twice in a row, the cooldown will last for 40 seconds. Blessed Aurora. Creates the Blessed Aurora in front of you. Allies who pass through get a shield that absorbs 2219 damage, and their move speed is increased by 30% for 5 seconds. Additionally, your maces will be blessed for 5 seconds. While blessed, every normal attack heals up to 5 allies in a 6 meter radius around you for 93. Dark Spear. Summons a Dark Spear that hits 0.6 seconds after the cast ends, dealing 482 magical damage and applying a Dark Aura for up to 5 enemies in a 5 meter ground impact radius. The Dark Aura lasts for 7 seconds. Any enemies inside the 5 meter radius aura is slowed by 20%. The healing received is reduced by 15%, and their damage is reduced by 15% for players and 8% for mobs. If multiple auras overlap, it affects stacks up to 5 times. Flaming Phoenix. Summons a Flaming Phoenix that burns the ground with its fiery breath. Enemies hit by the fiery breath receive 1085 magical damage. The ground keeps burning for 6 seconds afterwards, and enemies inside the burning area receive 53 magic damage every 5 seconds, and have their healing received reduced by 40%. Onslaught. Charge towards the ground target while spinning the hammer around you, hitting enemies in a 3.5 meter radius. While spinning, you continually pull enemy towards you, stunning them for 1.93 seconds. At the target destination, you slam the hammer on the ground and hit all enemies in a 5 meter radius, dealing 540 physical damage and knocking them into the air for 0.5 seconds. Loosened Hawk. Aim for 0.6 seconds and shoot in a straight line, dealing 699 magical damage. You can keep firing up to 4 Loosened Hawks in succession before the ability goes on cooldown. Divine Engine. Channel a beam which follows the cursor position. Every 0.3 seconds, the beam deals 386 magic damage against enemy players and 125 magical damage against creatures. Frozen Crystal can be cast on an enemy or an ally, including yourself. After the cast, a 6 meter radius appears which slows enemies inside by 20% for 3 seconds. When cast on an ally, the ally immediately freezes inside the crystal. When cast on an enemy, the enemy is frozen inside the crystal after 1 second if still in a slowing area. While inside the crystal, the target can't do anything, but is also immune to damage and healing. After 2 seconds, the crystal bursts into pieces, dealing 796 magical damage to enemies in an 8-meter radius. Inner Shadow can be cast on any player, including yourself, and summons their inner shadow to attack enemies in a 5-meter radius. The attack depends on the armor the player wears. Cloth armor deals 278 magic damage against players and 135 magical damage against creatures for up to 9 times. Leather armor deals 101 magic damage for up to 5 times. The infected damage is stolen to heal you. Plate armor slows enemies by 40%. After 1.5 seconds, the shadow lands a finishing blow that deals 607 physical damage, reduces resistance by 97 for 5 seconds. Divine Intervention. Jump towards a ground target location on the 5-meter radius impact area. You will heal up to 10 allies for 350 and knock enemies up in the air for 0.8 seconds. Each ally healed increases your resistance by 58 for 7 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. Soul Link. Link 2 targets together for 8 seconds. The effect depends on the target types. 2 ally combination. The damage taken is shared evenly between the 2 targets. If a target is healed, the other target also gets healed for the same amount. Ally and enemy combination. 30% of the enemy healing received is transferred to the ally. 10% of the ally's damage received is transferred to the enemy. 2 enemy combination. If an enemy takes damage, the link enemy also receives 50% of that damage. And here is a list of the Avalonian of hands. Celestial Censer. Sacred Scepter. Last but not least, Astral Lages. Sorry this card has come a bit late. It's a bit rushed, but like they say, better late than never. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.